pressured, and they don't want to drop this one.
Yeah.
They want to make the rest of their season clean.
Yeah, there's a lot more pressure here as the the favored team going into this, especially after that game 1, and then you lost your momentum in game 2, and in game 3, this draft is not very Damwon Kia-esque, right? There's a lot of pressure on Khan here. To make a case for the Gangplank, you do have 2 sources of AP damage. You want to keep your damage profile varied to a certain extent. Obviously, Gangplank is going to offer a lot more damage in the late game. Seraphine, not so much. She's going to be able to give you a lot of support, a lot of engage tools, but you are missing a lot of damage. It's not something like an Orion that's going to have big burst damage, or something like a Syndra, Azir. So I think that's the reason why they go for it, but very risky, Valdez.
Pretty interesting one coming into game number 3 here. So he has it in his wheelhouse, although we haven't seen it in a while. As we're going to have the engage down on the bottom side. That is not the spear Canyon was looking for. They're still trying to get on top of Keria, though, and it looks like there will be enough damage, as Keria did not have flash. As another spear lands here, and Canyon misses the jump. Even after the spear, maybe he was just barely out of range.
Really nice start here in terms of Damwon Kia's early game and jungle presence. His ult
gets
hit.
Khan is up against the wall. This is not where you want to be against the Graves, as the damage, he has to stick around to make sure he gets the kill.
Canyon
will sacrifice himself for it. Oh, the spear lands through the minions, as Zeus is going to have to flash away and hook shot. And the spear this time will not land. But man, Canyon forces the flash out and puts on an immense amount of pressure.
So well played here on the top side of the map from Khan and Canyon to match the rotation. But a really big misjudge.
You're still here?
Oh, this is not over yet. Max range spear?
Yep. Sees him backing. Down you go, Zeus. That is not a safe place to back.
But Damwon Kia are not concerned about this whatsoever. Now, he is going to make the rotation over here to the Rift Herald. This was well done.
Yeah, so T1, even after all the topside shenanigans, they're still saying that we can take the Rift Herald away. And they started it pretty early on. They get that smoke screen down. That's going to be good. So T1 do pick it up. And Beryl, he's not even level 6, so he just throws his life away, trying to zone them off of the eye. Keep in mind, Teddy's getting free farm in the bottom lane while this is going on. So this is definitely a nice win for T1, even if they don't get the eye.
Yeah, this is definitely well played.
Gets him to safety.
Canyon's here, but I don't think they can turn this on its head.
They must have seen that spear, and they do ping it, in fact. As he's still here. Level 9, by the way, to level 8 of Wunner. Just trying to poke them away, but finally we have a giant spear into the back of the Rel. And this is just like a shooting gallery. The Canyon's literally just standing here throwing spears. Like, that's it.
Yeah, Seraphine's rotated over. She has ult. Careful, Teddy.
Ooh, the stun is big on the Attract Repel there. Going to deny the follow-up from Beryl, but the charm does come in. Where's the follow-up, as that's a 3-man root, but the damage comes in from Teddy. Can't quite catch up to Beryl, though, as that's going to be going over to Canyon. And also Showmaker picked up the kill onto Closer. And so 2 kills now for Damwon Kia. They're thinking about diving and picking up a couple more.
With the minion wave crashing in here, they're definitely going to go for it.
Yeah, Beryl gets in there. He's going to be ignited down. That's 2 kills to the Rel at the end of it all. As now Zeus comes in with his teleport. A little bit lackluster there. But at least will deny them from pushing any further.
Wow, this is some very aggressive League of Legends, Valdez.
He's still here. Kenyon's still here throwing spears.
The spear actually might have killed him, or given them the opportunity to finish him off. Best just barely is able to back and get away.
All the kills, but he's farming very well down on the bottom side, and that pressure helps out with that anyway. So it's good, you know. I think they'd like some more on the GP. Seems like that top lane has had so much action that there hasn't been as much CS farming, if you will.
Canyon gets this, by the way, with all the pressure in mid.
Yeah.
Just alone. And that's, well, doesn't want to fight him.
Closer's just bottom side as a huge engage comes in, but the knockup from Beryl is massive. But now Closer gets onto that back line as Ghost is still alive for an incredibly long amount of time. Somehow, some way, thought he was definitely dead. Here comes Teddy. Not quite able to follow it up as we're going real deep here. Beryl gets everybody at T1 have massively overextended under the turret. Wow.
I mean, you have to respect the Alistair. You can't just walk forward like that. He will punish you.
And Closer's just like, you know, whatever. I don't team fight anymore. I only split push. See you guys later.
Yeah, and I mean, the second charge is good. They're actually going to get an inhibitor turret.
Beryl's tanking, and he finds the engage. That is a dead Keria. Damwon Kia are just so clean with this. And look at that damage onto Teddy as well. They're getting so much out of this push. It's only 19 minutes in, and they're not stopping.
I don't think you can end here, though, if you're Damwon Kia. I think you really need to...
Okay.
What's scary here for me, for T1, is they don't have vision on the
Baron. Is dead. He can't do anything here. The 2v1 is just too much.
But will they stop the Baron? I just don't think they can. And like, no, I think you're okay with this if you're Damwon Kia.
I don't even think they'll try.
They don't have any vision of this whatsoever, and they're coming over, but like, and the pings are coming through, but they're just so late.
Oh, they're actually trying. It's a little bit too little too late, as you mentioned. Beryl gets the big engage. And Damwon, I think you just got to get out of here with the teleports being considered. As Showmaker trying to fight front to back. Keria just make the play happen, but Beryl is tanking so much in the front line. He will go down at the end of it all. You can see T1 are backing off. Zeus has another idea in mind, as he was thinking about landing that hook shot.
Look at the damage from Closer!
Closer's doing so much here. The teleport now coming in as Warner goes a little bit too deep. Now Zeus trying to get the backline, but he gets blown up, and Closer can't do it either. And Teddy alone tries to make the miracle happen. He might just be able to, but not quite, as Ghost will survive until the very end of the fight.
I mean, look at the Nexus here. The Nexus turret's under fire. With his mid. Yikes.
Okay,
I don't know about this one.
Right on top of a cannon barrage, and also Beryl gets the engage. Keria is just dead, but at least Wonder got the dragon, but it's still going to be just a massive death circle for the side of T1. They all die, and Damwon Kia with that ace will take game number 3.
Damwon Kia come in with a very strong early game. Canyon's Lily pick gets them so ahead early on, and they're just able to turn this into such a massive lead. It becomes insurmountable. T1 with some flashy plays around the Baron pit, but at the end of the day, there was a big disconnect in communication in these last few fights. And sure, they group up for the Rise teleport into the Drake pit, but I don't think anybody thought that was going to go well. And at the end of the day, they get out-macroed, outplayed by Damwon Kia, who will take their 11th win in a shaky series, but a win nonetheless.
Oh, they wanted more. T1 will go down to Damwon Kia here, who do take the 2-1
Yelling
victory.
hyped. Like, there's one person who tilts his head in disappointment, and it's the player who carried this game, Canyon.
Yeah.
He was definitely not happy with Damwon Kia's performance in this best of 3. And when everyone else was cheering, he was the sobering head shaker who said, like, guys, this is not a series to celebrate.
He's always very calm and collected, and I think at the end of that one, he was just pondering what he could have done even better, or at least that's what I'd like to imagine he was thinking. As you see the damage numbers here, Ghost had a quietly really nice game as well, had the most damage, survived in spots where a lot of other 80 carries would have been too slow and just died.
Thank you very much, guys. And Damwon Kia continues their winning streak up against T1. This time around, we had a lot of off-meta picks on the mid lane. But together, a lot of new picks coming in. This time around, Damwon Kia was able to answer back to T1's comp with Seraphine on the mid lane. So they also banned out Lilia, a champion that was having a great time on the T1 side in game 1 and 2. And usually we see a lot of Orianna Rise coming out, Orianna and Azir coming out, but this time around Azir and Orianna was banned out in the second rotation, and then the mid lane pick was actually Seraphine and Rise. It was really impressive or odd to see that Seraphine was not picked in the first rotation of the pick, because this champion is too OP, and we saw that in this game again. And Rise is actually climbing up the ladder with the mythic item synergy with the Everfrost. Now he has multiple tools to lend some crowd control, but still, outside of the Rise ability as a champion, I think still T1 has a very hard comp that has to play around the side lane with Rise and Camille. That macro is not too easy to pull off, and we were worried about those mid-game and late-game map play. And as we all expected, Damwon Kia answered back with fights into T1's comp really well. Yes, especially we had a lot of posturing around the map between Damwon Kia and T1, and we had a lot of close fights, but Beryl was always there to turn it around. This was a very dicey one for Damwon Kia. Beryl found the huge engage onto 3 of the Damwon Kia players. And then GP gets caught out from the beginning. But Rise, he has this weakness. He cannot put damage onto the backline when the carriers have the shield that can tank the abilities. And also right here, Beryl stuns or knock up so many players that came in for that second engage with the Rise ult. But that was actually a well served, maybe a dish on a silver platter for Damwon Kia just to collect. Because we saw the result, we can say that decision was bad, and that kind of play should not be accepted. But when we were watching that in the point, well, we also thought that could be a viable play with the Rise ult. But maybe we can just put it, Beryl turned it around really well with his CC combo. As you mentioned, we saw the weakness of Rise and his ultimate. So let's take a look at the second play with another teleport with the Rise ult. So we had a lot of Baron dances or Dragon dances in this game. So T1 went in aggressively to end the game. So they went all in with this Rise ult, but we all know that Damwon Kia has a lot of tools to interrupt this kind of approach. T1 did take a side lane comp, but they already lost 3 Drakes, so they were forced to take the soul fight. So T1 was not able to find the perfect and idealistic answer to deal with that situation. With this Game 3 victory, Damwon Kia is closing out the night, and POG will go over to Beryl and Alistar. Or we can now call it Berylsta, because he was just so good on this cow. Cute little heart on his fingers, and he had a massive work with this champion. And at level 3, actually, they had to trade flashes, so Beryl was able to punish that point as well. And also, he just pushed Owner again and then used Pulverize onto Rise. The way he allocates his ability is really on point. He just doesn't really go like always pulverize anyone. He just like find the right target to zone out. If I were the T1 player, I would also take that Rise ult. That could be a game changer for T1 as well. 7 out of 9 votes for Beryl's POG for Game 3 on Alistar. Damwon Kia also dropped their ball in the middle of the game, but still they were not falling apart. They still remained focused and they were able to come back and take away the game in the end.